So now it is being sued by a hedge fund and investor, Tree, and it's basically filed a complaint to a court in Delaware. It wants to get information from the company to then investigate any potential mismanagement, conflicts of interest. And so we're told that it basically then wants to use this to push Grayscale to try and ease that discount that you just saw there between the share price and with Bitcoin, in part by lowering the fees and also resuming redemptions.
Hello and welcome back to Cryptollennium. Before we jump into the full clip regarding Grayscale's lawsuit, a brief summary of today's video. Ledger taps in with Ipod creator. Elizabeth Warren leads a crypto bill. Bitcoin fundamental expert breaks down reasons why a bottom could be in. And a few more important details about the crypto market today. So without further ado, please like and subscribe and let's dig in.
What do we know so far?
Yeah, so let's just start with some of the context here around this, because the issues around the Grayscale Investments Bitcoin Trust have been pretty well telegraphed. But essentially, Grayscale is owned by Digital Currency Group, and it also owns Genesis Global Trading, and that's a crypto lender that we've been covering as well, because it halted withdrawals back in November, and there's been a lot of questions around the health of its parent. But the premise of Bitcoin Trust essentially is that it provides investors with access to Bitcoin without needing to buy the coins directly. And so you can see here this chart taking a look at the premium. For much of the bull run, Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust was trading basically at a premium to the underlying technology, but that has certainly reversed, and there's been a couple of factors for that, because you can see that huge discount there, basically around the firm issuing a lot of shares and it hasn't redeemed them. So now it is being sued by a hedge fund and investor, Tree, and it's basically filed a complaint to a court in Delaware. It wants to get information from the company to then investigate any potential mismanagement, conflicts of interest. And so we're told that it basically then wants to use this to push Grayscale to try and ease that discount that you just saw there between the share price and with Bitcoin, in part by lowering the fees and also resuming redemptions.
Pretty interesting. It doesn't sound like a super serious lawsuit, but again, I'm not a lawyer, so it could be a very serious lawsuit. We'll follow this closely and keep you guys updated. On a more interesting note, Ledger taps Ipod creator Tony Fadell for new crypto hardware wallet. So the Ledger Stacks is a sleek device that features e-ink display that can show transaction details and even NFTs on its exterior. With the Stacks, Ledger was hoping to develop a more stylish and functional device than the previous Nano S, which looks more like a USB thumb drive. One that can win mass adoption by crypto users, according to Pascal Guther. And this is what it looks like. It's pretty badass. It's very stylish. I would buy one. If it was on the market today, I think I would buy one. Not financial advice though. The wallet is a credit card sized device with embedded magnets so that multiple devices can be easily stacked as seen above. The outside is a wraparound e-ink display that can show transaction details and even NFTs. I really do like this side display that is a wraparound. Kind of newer technology. The Stacks will retail for $279 compared to the $79 for Nano S Plus and $149 for the Nano X wallet. It's perhaps a propitious time Ledger has chosen to launch a new hardware wallet, as interest in self-custody appears to be picking up following the collapse of FTX, as we all know. Something really interesting before we move on, Ledger said November 14th, 3 days after FTX filed for bankruptcy, was the best sales day ever for its devices, with the previous day as its second best sales day ever. On a less pleasant note, Elizabeth Warren-led cryptocurrency bill in the works may give the SEC the most regulatory authority. So sources close to Elizabeth Warren have stated, as Senator Warren has already said publicly, she's working on a crypto legislation and believes that financial regulators, including the SEC, have broad existing authority to crack down on crypto fraud and illegal money laundering. Alex Saribia, a Warren spokesperson, said in a statement to Semaphore. Warren's office is investigating crypto-related issues, including taxation, regulation, climate, and national security, according to details by Semaphore, which could change. On a more speculative note, Bitcoin fundamental expert breaks down why the bottom is in. And like it states here, calling the bottom is no easy task, but if anyone is going to do it, it's going to be Charles Edwards, fund manager and Bitcoin fundamental expert, responsible for creating some of the most famous tools in crypto. The hash ribbon, once known as the most profitable signal in Bitcoin ever. So let's dig further into this. Bitcoin bottom signal series. A thread of on-chain signals which suggest Bitcoin bottom is in or very close in my opinion. These are the most important on-chain metrics today based on Bitcoin's 13-year history. They are telling me this is an extraordinary opportunity. One thing I want to note is the macro is completely new to Bitcoin. So keep that in mind when looking at these indicators. Adoption all-time high. Despite a $10 billion fraud, Bitcoin adoption is screaming higher. We are witnessing one of the highest growth rates in addresses with greater than 0.1 Bitcoin in history. Seconded only by 2017, more and more people are locking away thousands of dollars in Bitcoin. And as you can see, addresses with greater than or equal to 0.1 Bitcoin is skyrocketing. And this is in the entire life cycle of Bitcoin. This is from the birth of Bitcoin until now. We are reaching the crossroad. I wonder what's going to happen when we cross this area right here. There have only been 4 periods ever of price below global Bitcoin electrical cost, a price point which has been historical floor for Bitcoin. All look like incredible buys in hindsight. Take a look here. Production cost, electrical cost. It's about 16.9. We're at 17 and a few bucks. I would say it's still the perfect opportunity to buy. Even if we went down lower, you can be a person that says, I bought Bitcoin below $20,000. The Bitcoin miner selling stress is at its 3rd highest of all time. The other times this occurred, the price was at $290 and $2. I would have loved to bought Bitcoin then, but you can buy it now. Literally, the only other 2 times we've had this type of data was when Bitcoin was $290 and $2.10. Hash Ribbons has confirmed a minor capitulation. This is perhaps the best performing long-term buy signal for Bitcoin. A price low typically forms during the capitulation. Sometimes the first candle of the minor capitulation is the low. We talked about this in previous videos. Go look at them. And now look at this. So according to this chart, we had a capitulation in June, followed by this current capitulation that we're seeing right now. And it's likely that we've seen the worst just because something like FTX is unlikely to happen again. FTX is the 2nd largest exchange in the world, second to Binance, which blows them out of the water at this point. Those keeping Bitcoin at least 1 year now represent more of the network than ever before, 66% prior to peaks of long-term holding. Very, very deep region that we're in. A good, fruitful time to take advantage. And one of my favorites, MVRV Z-scores. Today's market is priced incredibly cheap based on realized value. Depth and duration look uncannily similar to the prior cycle bottoms too. Now, as one of my favorite metrics, I try to talk myself out of just being too enthralled by what this shows. It shows that we've likely seen a bottom, although you can see, we can touch the bottom of that green zone, and it's happened 3 times before. It still has not happened. FTX got us real close, but I think one more capitulation event might do it. And I know people keep saying one more, but for real, keep an eye on the MVRV Z-score as well as the entire crypto market cap. These two don't really indicate that we've seen the deepest bottom possible. Finally, it's not just the data screaming Bitcoin is cheap, but we are also situated smack bang in the bottom zone for every prior Bitcoin halving cycle. This is where sentiment has always bottomed and the best long-term investments were made. So, different epochs, and the one that we're in is this one, dark purple, and it looks eerily like a potential bottom. Look at this, there's a bottom right here. Look at this, there's a bottom right here. And look at this, this well may be a bottom. This was, I believe, the summer, but I could be mistaken. And then this is us right now, and this big dip is FTX. So a bit of a summary. Incredible miner stress and capitulation, long-term holder capitulation, all-time high adoption, all-time high hodling, largest ever store of stablecoin dry powder, massive discounts on NVT, MVRV, dormancy, plus optimal cycle timing for a bottom. The stars have aligned, except for 2 major stars. The MVRV Z-score still could go a little bit down lower, and the entire crypto market cap. And these are just my personal observations, so do your own research. Just food for thought. Thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you tomorrow with a fresh update.